So now what's going to happen is the purchasing department is going to get notified saying, hey, there's stuff that you need to buy. So let's go to purchasing. Under the purchasing module, we'll go to purchase orders. And you'll notice there are the 4 purchase orders that have been created for this particular production order. You'll notice they're not on hold, they're not automatically posted, and the Acumatica demo system also has an approval process in stage as well. So I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. So when we drill down into a purchase order, we see it's on hold. We see it's bundled 2 of the items that we need for this particular panel. We can review all of this information. Once we've accepted that this purchase order can be sent out, we'll take it off hold, and you'll notice it goes into a pending approval status. So if I'm not my purchasing manager, or if there's somebody else who needs to approve this, they're at this point going to be notified saying, hey, you need to approve this PO because Samantha's just tried to add it to the system, which is fine. So because I'm the super user and for the sake of argument, for the sake of time, and I have access to everything in the module, I'm just going to go ahead and approve this purchase order. So now this has been sent to the vendor. We're asking and requesting this inventory. Again, at this point, we could print this purchase order if we'd like to as well. You'll notice those notes, activities, files, and business events across the board at the top, sitting there, again, able to attach documents across the system. So we'll notice that this purchase order has now changed from on hold to open, and I'm just going to go ahead and create all of these purchase orders and release them and approve them. Okay, perfect. Once the purchase orders have actually been approved, they've been sent off to the vendor, and we're going to be waiting for this inventory to come into our warehouse. So let's say a week's gone by, and the next thing that we're going to need to do is enter a PO receipt from these purchase orders. So to do that, I'll drill down onto the purchase order that we're receiving goods for. I can verify all the information, and under Actions, I'll click on Enter PO Receipt. So now we're going to receive all of this inventory so that we can allocate it to the production order that we created. Now, if we did receive more quantity, we could make the adjusted entry, and we can say that we've received more than we've actually ordered, so we adjust the receipt quantity here. I'm just going to leave it as is. Or if you've received less quantity, let's say you've received 55, then the system would keep this purchase order open as well until we receive the remaining quantity from the vendor. So the line would remain open. You can also create the bill for the receipt at the receipt level if you're comfortable with that. Sometimes people like to do it if they're very confident with a vendor or very confident in the transaction. Not typically recommended, but for the sake of time, that is what I'm going to do. I'll enter a vendor reference number. I'll click on Save, and I will release this purchase receipt. And now I'll go ahead and receive all the rest of the purchase orders as well. So here we can see that this PO we've just closed because we've received the inventory. So I'll go ahead and receive all the other goods as well. And we're going to receive the last purchase order now. Enter my last vendor reference number, and I'll release this. Now, because we're also creating the bill, one of the things that I want to show you is how this is going to, track everything. So here we can also see the purchase order number for this particular receipt of goods. and we can see the bill that's been created as well. So we can drill down into all of this information directly from the PO, from the purchase receipt. Very easy to access that information. Again, one of the reasons why Acumatica is ranked #1 in usability. But under the financials detail tab, you can even go as granular as looking and seeing what the journal entry looks like for that particular AP bill, where you'll see your debits and your credits allocated appropriately. Okay, so now that we've received all of our items for this particular production order, we're going to have to allocate it to the production order. So we received these goods specifically that were directed for this production order, and we want to allocate those materials to the production order as well. So under the production order module, there's something called unreleased material allocations. And what this will do is you'll see here those items, and again, demo information, so there's a lot of noise here. But here you can see these items that we've just ordered that are allocated to production order 29. So I'll just simply check all of these off, and I'm going to release these to that production order. That way we can start manufacturing that item. I can verify all the information, take it off hold, and I'll click on release. And what I've just done is release these inventory directly to the production order.